The fact that you are here right now tells me that you give a shit about your well being. There was something within you that said, I've got to gain control of my life and start doing something differently. And you paid attention to that message and made the choice to show up here today. And I love that. That is you listening to your inner wisdom, following your intuition, and being an active participant in your health, power, pleasure, or whatever brought you here today. My name is Crystal McLean, and I teach folks how to manage their stress, prioritize their wellness, and create habits that support themselves as a whole person through something I call creative self-care. Now, if the idea of self-care typically sits uncomfortably with you, I totally get it. It feels selfish, like a luxury you can't afford, or like it's something that doesn't actually work for real problems. And right now, especially with the world feeling so intense, with one crisis, injustice, and disaster after another, on top of your personal stress, self-care probably sounds about as effective as rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic, right? But here's the thing. Self-care is exactly what we need right now, and I'll tell you why. All right, let's talk about what's going on with your nervous system. So, your nervous system is brilliantly designed to consistently scan for threats and problems. This is primal genetic coding designed to keep us safe, right? What it's not designed for is this level of constant stress and stimulation that we're dealing with in our world right now. And when your nervous system gets bombarded with information, distractions, and concerns, it goes into survival mode, which you might know as the fight or flight response. But when we're in this survival mode, everything feels a little more urgent or more difficult. Normal requests start feeling demanding. Minor setbacks feel like disasters. Notifications feel urgent. Your house chores feel overwhelming. Work stress consumes your thoughts. Traffic feels unbearable. Long lines make you frustrated. You ruminate over the past. You worry about the future and find people more irritating than usual. Whether you're consciously aware of it or not, when you're already stressed, your nervous system treats all of these things like potential threats, keeping you in a low-grade fight or flight response all the time. And when these stressors start stacking up, we burn out really fucking fast and have a harder time thinking clearly and making empowered choices about where to focus our energy. When we get to this state of chronic stress, we become a lot more vulnerable to commercialized quick fixes that promise relief, or we gravitate towards the habits that temporarily distract or numb us. And I'm not saying we shouldn't buy things or, enjoy ourselves, but these approaches are not addressing what's actually happening in your brain and body when you're in survival mode. It just gives us a quick hit of dopamine that distracts us from our real needs. And what's worse is that a lot of times these quick hits of the dopamine end up creating more or prolonging our existing stress. But creative self-care is different. Creative self-care helps you transform what's already in your life using your existing routines, habits, and even your stress responses as tools for creating more peace, power, or satisfaction in your life. And this means you don't need more time, more money, or more stuff that just ends up keeping you from meeting your real needs. What you're doing is you're working with what you've already got and transforming it into something that actually supports you and your nervous system. And let's be transparent about what creative self-care isn't. It's not toxic positivity or chasing happiness or pretending your problems don't exist. And it's definitely not a quick fix that magically eliminates stress, because that's impossible. And honestly, would actually be a bad thing. Here's the thing: stress has been made out to be a villain, but stress isn't necessarily the problem. Getting stuck in stress is. Stress is always going to be here. It's a natural part of life, and it's actually an important signal that helps us figure out what we want, need, and value in life. But because it's an uncomfortable feeling, we try to escape it. But when we practice creative self care, we literally retrain our nervous system to effectively manage stress. We develop real coping skills along with self awareness and self assurance. And consequently, we end up living healthier, more fulfilling lives with resilience, adaptability, and inner strength. And holy shit, in times like these, this is exactly what we need so we can show up for ourselves and others with confidence and competence. So let's talk about what you'll learn here. For starters, you're going to learn that you're not just a body that needs maintenance. We are done with that old playbook. You are an amazing, complex human with a wide range of needs that all deserve your love and attention. You're going to learn how your brain and body work together, why you react to stress the way you do, and you're going to learn 6 evidence-based tools that work with your nervous system instead of against it. And most importantly, you're going to learn how to practice self-care in a way that honors who you are and how you function, so you can keep up with your ever-changing needs in this ever-evolving world. If you are ready to get curious, to get empowered, and to shake away some of the stress that is keeping you stuck in survival mode, this course is for you. And I should also mention that every body is welcome here, no matter your race, age, gender, or abilities. I welcome you with respect, and I trust that you know what's best for you and your body. We're going to get real, we're going to get practical, and we are going to build something sustainable together. I fucking love you. Let's get creative. Into this chronic state so close. We were so close of love.